There's a private investigator who says he will be spending his summer searching for some of serial killer Ted Bundy's victims. He's calling it the Summer of Bundy. He'll be in Utah because Ted Bundy admitted to killing 4 women there while in law school. 5 decades later, their bodies still have not been recovered. Before his execution, Bundy admitted to more than 30 murders spanning 7 states, although many suspect his murder count is actually much, much higher. Jason Jensen is the private investigator working on this case. He joins me live. Jason, thank you so much for your time. First of all, what made you decide to take on this Summer of Bundy?
Thanks, Nichole. Yes, it's quite interesting how it came about. It started off with somebody sharing a Bundy tree that was a carving in trees back in the 70s where people would carve Ted Bundy in an old Quakey. So we thought, well, that would be fun to go down there, take my cadaver dog with me and just see what there would happen, what we could find. Then as I was researching, I realized there were 4 actual missing Bundy victims still, and this is the 50th anniversary since his crime spree. So it went from, just a curiosity encounter about a tree to an actual search of 4 clandestine graves where we hope to find Bundy bodies.
So it's been about 50 years, as you mentioned. That's certainly a long time. You mentioned your dog that will be accompanying you. How does that change your approach to the search when we're talking about decades since they would have been buried?
Yes. We're going to have a couple of dog handler teams out there, but what we're looking for is a clandestine grave. And as Ted Bundy had described about some of these, they're only 2 to 3 feet deep with a layer of rocks over it. And in one of the situations in 1989, they found a human right kneecap, a patella, that was confirmed in 2015 to be Deborah Kent's. So we know that the descriptions are pretty accurate, and it led to the recovery of a bone, but we're looking for the rest of her remains. We're looking for Natalie Wilcox's remains, which is down by Cove Fort, that's central Utah, right off of I-70. We're also looking for Susan Curtis, which is about 10 miles south of Price, Utah. And we're looking for Julie Cunningham's remains, which is just north of Rifle, Colorado.
So, Jason, Bundy has long since been executed, but he did reveal these areas where he says he buried the bodies. Do you think he was telling the truth?
Yes, and because of the fact that they did get a confirmation of one of the locations, Deborah Kent's patella was found. We have reason to believe that all the descriptions are accurate, and we're aiming to prove that this summer.
All right, so describe what the summer will be like. I mean, are you really going to be out there every single day? Is this a weekend thing, weekday thing? How's it going to work?
Well, it's all going to really depend on the weather and the health and the activity levels of all of our volunteers. So if we can knock it out in just weekends, if it's going to take longer than that, we're willing to dedicate the time necessary to accomplish our goal.
So can people join this? I mean, how you mentioned the volunteers. I know you mentioned another search team. Who all is going to be a part of this?
Well, we have a couple of dog handlers. We have some foot and horseback volunteers. We also have a medium to come by because one of the locations, there was a paranormal experience described to me by somebody in the area there. So we thought we would have a medium along just in case, because we want to approach this from every possibility to come out successful.
All right, well, last question for you. When and where are you going to start?
That depends on the weather. Since these are mountainous regions, we have to make sure that the temperature is consistent where the ground is already thawed so that scent can travel well for the dogs to pick up. So we're looking at anywhere from the end of May, early June, and we're hoping that the light winter that we've had so far maintains that way, that as the ground dries and the surface thaws, that we can accomplish what we're going to do sooner than later.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.